Food is a central part of cultural identity. A community's cuisine speaks volumes for its heritage, beliefs, and values. To understand the origins of an ethnic group's traditional fare and learn about the rituals surrounding its consumption is to connect with that society. Although a tiny island, Sri Lanka is a gustatory wonderland. The Sinhala Tamil and Muslim communities have their own unique traditional cuisine. Having come down through the generations, each dish is imbued with meaning. The preparation and consumption of these food items involve age-old rituals. Traditional cultural meals are not simply an assortment of tasty dishes, they are edible, historical, and cultural artifacts. Kiribath is a simple dish made, as the name suggests, primarily of milk and rice. Seen as a symbol of good luck and prosperity by the Sinhala community, it is a must-have during special events. Kiribath has a very long history, with both the Mahavansa and Kulavansa making reference to several Sinhala kings either serving or consuming the dish. Kiribath can be a meal in itself. The standard accompaniments are fish curry and the fiery lunumiris. Those looking for some sweetness can eat it with jaggery. Another rice meal bearing cultural significance is kiddu. A speciality among the Moors of Sri Lanka, kiddu comprises samba rice, meat and vegetables. Bursting with flavors as vibrant as its colors, kiddu takes its name from the receptacle in which it is served. Scholars believe the word kiddu was originally a reference to the method of packing rice in coconut leaves. The first instance of the use of this term can be traced back to a Sufi shrine in Sri Lanka that served a parcel of sweet milk rice and gram wrapped in coconut fronds known as kiddu. Kool is a festive meal unique to the Tamils hailing from Jaffna. In Tamil, the word kool simply means a gruel or porridge. But when the people of Jaffna mention kool, they are referring to a very specific dish comprising a combination of different types of seafood from prawns and crab to cuttlefish and crayfish, and even other types of small fish. Because the preparation process is very lengthy, it is now reserved for festive occasions. Just like kool, the preparation of kiddu too can be fairly time-consuming, and so the traditional meal is also reserved for special Muslim religious ceremonies and family events. Kiddu is especially popular during the holy month of Ramadan. It is consumed as a sumptuous dinner after the day's fast. It is also customary to consume kiddu during mosque feasts. Because kiddu is eaten in groups with 6 people seated in a circle, it fosters a sense of togetherness and harmony. Kiribath, on the other hand, being much faster to prepare, has established itself as a principal culinary item in the Sinhala community, often taking pride of place at ceremonies. From New Year celebrations and weddings to inaugurations and openings, there is rarely a festive event at which kiribath is not served. Because it is regarded as an auspicious food, the first meal of the Sinhala New Year in April is kiribath. Consuming traditional food connects a community. It roots an ethnic group in its history and binds together the people of the present. Socio-geographical connections have resulted in many similarities across cultural cuisines. The sharing of food has also spawned exciting variations and adaptations of traditional fare. Kiddu is considered a hallmark Moor meal, and yet it bears a striking resemblance to the Sinhala gotubath, which is also served in a container made of woven coconut leaves. The main difference is that each parcel of gotubath is meant for just a single person. In recent years, Kiddu has gained popularity among other communities in the country, and this has led to it being commercially produced by a handful of Muslim caterers. Many non-Muslim urban households order Kiddu to serve to their guests. Kool too is a hot favorite sought by foodies outside of Jaffna, and so it is now possible to order this scrumptious soup from caterers in some of the bigger cities. Some adaptations are made to suit the palate of the non-Jaffna folk, the most notable being reducing the quantity of spices. While the Sinhala community's claim to Kiribath will not be challenged, it is interesting to note that both the Tamil and Moors have something very similar. Pongal, the central food item eaten by the Tamil community during ceremonial occasions like Thai Pongal and Tamil New Year, bears many resemblances to Kiribath. The Moors too have their own version of Kiribath, which is referred to as Pal Soru. For all three communities, this dish that combines rice and milk acts as a symbol of prosperity and good luck, keeping them very closely linked to each other. Kiribath, Kiddu, and Kool have distinct identities born from their rich cultural and ritual significance. The strong emotional links they bear to the Sinhala, Moor, and Jaffna Tamil communities make them esteemed symbols of these cultures. A food item bearing a far more national character is the hopper. Ubiquitous in Sri Lanka, hoppers are served at both the simple wayside cafes and the high-end five-star hotels. Pretty much every Sri Lankan, regardless of which community they belong to, enjoys hoppers. It is a truly Sri Lankan dish consumed all over the island. Referred to as Appa in Sinhala and Appam in Tamil, hoppers are a very ancient staple. The Tamil name Appam literally means cake of rice flour, and given its similarity in sound, the Sinhala word Appa is believed to be a derivative of this term. The Muslims of Gaul have a rather unusual preparation referred to as France Appa or French hoppers, a baked dish made from semolina. It bears absolutely no resemblance to the regular hopper, and its name remains a mystery. Hoppers are paradoxically a regular meal and a festive delicacy. And it is not just Sri Lankans who love it. They are a huge hit among the tourists who just cannot seem to get enough of it. Traditional food is an intrinsic part of cultural rituals and is eaten on momentous occasions. Cooked mainly by the women of the community, these dishes are also prepared in turbulent times as a symbolic expression of their affinity to their roots and heritage. Cultural cuisine binds a community, and this sense of connection becomes especially important in conflict situations where identity is the main point of contention. Much like the overlap in the history of our food, Sri Lankans also experience a shared pain. There's something for everyone at the Sri Lankan table. No palate is left unsated. Yet women still carry the trauma and permanent effects of ethnic and political conflict. Unsaid in the plates of food shared between neighbors at various festivals is our story, including the scars carried as women and as ethnic and religious communities. Healing requires listening to the stories of women and what they want as reparations, as eagerly as we enjoy Sri Lankan cuisine. Our food is closely connected with our stories. Appreciating a community's cuisine includes appreciating and acknowledging their need for reparations and their right to be compensated for the pain and loss they endure.